So Rose, you're working with Street Stories. You're producing videos about stories from the street community. I'm wondering, the money that you earn selling the street news, does that help you in your production of videos?
It does. The money that I earn from, selling the street news, goes towards supporting a lot of people who are marginalized poor, like myself, like the income that I receive, I do my best to make sure that people get things like bus passes, get food, and for me personally, because I'm a real social butterfly in that I love meeting people, I love chatting up a storm with a lot of people about social change issues, because that's what Street Stories and Street News represents to me.
You've been very helpful to me in offering your space so that people like Rose can come and pick up calendars or papers, and you coordinate with all the other vendors. And why did you volunteer to do that? Why do you like doing that?
Because it's something to do for me. It gives me something to look forward to tomorrow, not just today, but for tomorrow and the next day. That's what it does.
So more than just the money, then it's actually something that you like to do.
You'll never get rich on the money.
No.
but it's something
depends how you define rich, right? I mean, having a roof overhead is...
That's the key.
Yeah, it's pretty important, yeah.
With my present health conditions, I could not get a regular job. So this way I can work my own hours, right? Working days I have to. Because some days because of the medication I'm on, some days I just don't have the energy to come out and work. I couldn't do a full-time job.
Yeah, you're on a disability pension?
Yeah, I sort of consider myself to be an independent business person.
Yeah.
Right? Because we buy the papers from you, and then we go out and we sell them.
So why do you like selling the paper, Richard?
I like selling the paper because of the money I get.
Yeah, and it helps you to be able to buy things that you couldn't?
Like food and groceries and stuff like that.
Food and groceries.
Yeah.
That's important, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a good job?
It's a great job, I love it.
Yeah?
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Newz.
Well, those are from Gordon. It's a gift certificate for food.
And others.
Yeah.
I enjoy selling the Victoria Street News. It brings in a bit of an income. It also meet people. It helps me to socialize. I learn a lot from different people, and it's just fun to do. And I just like being out there. I like being outdoors. I used to do a lot of walking, and I am partially in a scooter now, and staying home is not an option for me. So I decided to take the Victoria Street News so I can get out there more in the public still,
And does it help that we have a little ad for your beautiful jewelry? Is that helpful?
Yes, I really appreciate having the ad for the jewelry. People ask about me, and I hand them out my flyer when they ask me about it. So
good. So between the jewelry and the paper, then that keeps you housed and fed?
Yeah, between both incomes from the paper and the jewelry have been up and down, but one backs up the other.
I have been working for Victoria Street News for about 4.5 years, and I can't tell you how much my life has improved because of it. And it's not just the monetary thing, although I really need the money. It's really helped me out, because I used to have 10 days a month with no money, and now I don't have that. So that's a huge stress that I don't have anymore, which I really, really appreciate it. And it would really mess me up if the paper stopped working, because I really need that. But what I really like is that I've always kind of been a writer, and I love being able to express my opinions in a paper whose other writers have really just enriched what I think of as my universal truth. And when I read these other articles, I think, wow, a lot of people are thinking really big and outside the box. It's not just me. I'm not just an alienated individual. I'm part of a community of people that are thinking a different way than the mainstream, and they're getting things done.
That's great. It is a family, isn't it?
It is a family,
yeah.
and I'm not exaggerating about it improving my life. And I do have concerns about one day you might not be able to keep the paper going, and what am I going to do?
And the people that you deliver the street news to, you sometimes have contact with them. Can you tell us about this?
I have met a few. A lot of them are never home, but I do enjoy the opportunity to see how big Victoria is and the different neighborhoods, and I've always been surprised at the types of people that subscribe to the paper. It really impresses me, because I would think that these people are more conservative and not interested in a different perspective, maybe a left socialist perspective.
Well, because of where they live?
Yeah, because of where they live and how they dress and everything. And I just think, wow, you know, it's closed-minded of me to think that because of where they live or how they dress, that they wouldn't support things that people like me have to say, and that's not the truth at all. So that was really enlightening and opened my mind. And the few people I have talked to, they always say really nice things. You know, I ride my bike often in the rain, and people have offered me, you know, a towel, and this one woman gave me a bunch of fruit she just picked, and, oh, do you need some water? Do you need to use the bathroom? I mean, they've been really nice. The few people I have met that I delivered to are really supportive.
How do you like selling the paper, Bernie?
Well, more money for our welfare days, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And see, welfare office, people kind of cutting everybody back, stuff like that.
About, you like meeting people too?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what kind of people do you get to meet?
Lots.
Lots of people? If you were on a committee of people who were looking at a stack of applications for grant investments, why would you choose the street news over any other?
Because it has a relevance with the community. You know, there's reliability, there's dependability, and there's consistency within the people that are with street news. It's like an anchor within the community. I knew that I could go and see you, Janine. You would help out willingly and kindly with food, beverage, and most honestly, an open heart and open mind that allowed opportunities for myself to be able to get back and familiarize myself with who I was, and gave me opportunity to do so. And it was that type of continuity, consistency that gave me some stability to help me build my life back off the streets.
So you think that the street news actually, just our presence in the community somehow helped you move from being homeless to having a house?
Yes, because it's like you're like a focus of network. And the people that are writing to that newspaper are focusing those issues about the community to that newspaper. So anybody that has a concern or interest within that community knows they're getting a connection with real source information from the community itself. And I think that's the important tie. And people look forward to that, because not only do that, and at University 102, the free courses at U of A, I know that some of the students that I was at their convocation were saying thank you to the street vendors of street news, because they were the ones that have informed them of these other issues, that as you move on, there's other levels, and that's what street news helps facilitate that too.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Seems that nothing had paid off. Unexpectedly laid off. We'd just been evicted. Our hearts were so heavy, and yet we were thankful that we had half a tank full, and we were all able to squeeze in the Chevy. Because when you're down and out, as low as a man can get, remember the family car is Canada's safety net. There is a place for you, no matter who you are. No one denies your right to live in your car.